Welcome to BillionX, where we uncover the real mindsets behind billionaire empires. Today, we begin with Mark Zuckerberg, not the Facebook legend, but the 19-year-old student who treated every dollar like an investment. While most college students chased weekends and new gadgets, Mark stayed locked in his Harvard dorm with a different obsession: building systems that scale. He believed that success isn't about what you earn. It's about what you keep and how you grow it. In those early days, he skipped luxury, ignored popularity, and focused deeply on long-term value. This wasn't just coding, it was discipline, strategy, and silent confidence. He had one rule: if it doesn't bring results, it doesn't deserve your time or money. This mindset didn't just shape Facebook, it built the billionaire behind it. Even after Facebook exploded in popularity, Mark didn't change his lifestyle. He kept wearing the same plain hoodie, driving modest cars, and flying economy. While the media mocked his simplicity, Mark saw it as clarity. Fewer distractions meant sharper decisions. He knew images could destroy budgets and slow down innovation. Every unnecessary purchase, every ego-driven expense, was a step away from growth. Instead of luxury, he invested in engineers, speed, and scalability. The hoodie wasn't fashion, it was focus. Financial discipline for Mark wasn't about saving pennies, it was about protecting momentum. And he protected it like a fortress. Mark Zuckerberg turned down offers that would have made others instantly rich. Yahoo once offered $1 billion for Facebook, and he said no. To many, it was arrogance. But to Mark, it was a vision. He wasn't building something to sell, he was building something to scale. Financial discipline doesn't always mean saving. Sometimes it means sacrificing short-term cash for long-term empire. His focus wasn't the exit, it was the impact. That one no echoed into one of the biggest business decisions in tech history. And he made it not with emotion, but with absolute control. For Mark, money was never about spending, it was about deployment. He saw each dollar like a soldier. It must go out, fight, and return with more. His early hiring decisions weren't about resumes or degrees, but about value and culture fit. He refused to waste money on offices with marble floors or massive perks. Instead, he focused on raw output. Financial discipline became the culture of Facebook. Every cent had a purpose, and every investment had to move fast. That urgency, that aggressive efficiency, it shaped the beast that would one day dominate the digital world. Zuckerberg knew that without discipline, scale becomes chaos. As Facebook grew into millions of users, he tightened operations, streamlined decisions, and maintained simplicity at the core. He avoided overhiring. He rejected overspending. He cut features that didn't serve users fast. It wasn't greed. It was clarity. His obsession with productivity over popularity made Facebook a machine, not a trend. And under all the success was still the same principle. Don't let success distract you from structure. It's what kept Facebook alive and kept him far ahead of his age. To Mark, the most expensive thing in business wasn't money, it was time. He famously eliminated all unnecessary decisions from his daily life, including what to wear or where to eat. That same mindset shaped how he ran Facebook. Meetings were short, decisions were swift, and every second had a purpose. He hated delays and punished anything that slowed the mission. For him, wasting time was worse than wasting money, because you could earn money back, but not a second of your life. His financial discipline began with his calendar, not just his wallet. Zuckerberg never chased trends. While others built short-term products for hype, Mark focused on ecosystems, platforms that would evolve with users. He invested heavily in infrastructure, not vanity. In the early days, Facebook's backend was redesigned multiple times, not because it was broken, but because he was thinking 5 years ahead. That long-term vision required ruthless spending discipline. Every server, Every code upgrade had to serve the future, not just today. It was boring work, but billion-dollar ideas are often hidden in boring disciplines. At a time when startups were hiring hundreds to appear big, Mark kept his team lean and lethal. He didn't care about company size. He cared about speed and alignment. He interviewed early engineers and made sure every hire was a builder, not a talker. The office culture was intense, focused, and brutally honest. Salaries were fair but not inflated. Perks were simple, but the mission was massive. His leadership wasn't about charisma. It was about consistency. Financial discipline wasn't a policy. It was the blood in Facebook's veins. The pressure of running a global company at 23 could have broken anyone. But Mark thrived under pressure because he was already trained in discipline. He didn't overreact during crises. He didn't throw money at every problem. Instead, he paused, analyzed, and executed with precision. When Facebook faced legal threats and media backlash, he didn't waste resources on PR spin. He doubled down on product, on users, on reality. While others panicked, he planned. That steel mindset, forged through years of restraint, became his greatest asset. Not money, not power, but poise. Mark knew that discipline isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. As Facebook scaled, he reinvented teams, rewrote strategies, and even challenged his ideas. When mobile began dominating, he shifted the entire focus of the company. Fast. It was risky, but necessary. He didn't wait for the market to force him. He adapted before it had to. And that agility came from a culture of self-control, not ego. Discipline gave him the power to pivot, even when billions were on the line. That's how he stayed young in a business world that ages fast. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't interested in looking successful. He was obsessed with being effective. When tech founders were buying supercars and showing off on magazine covers, Mark was optimizing Facebook's load speed by milliseconds. While billionaires hosted flashy parties, he hosted code reviews. He didn't need external applause. The only thing he wanted was internal performance. His discipline wasn't for show. It was for scaling, for winning, for lasting. The more the world got loud, the more he silenced the noise. Success didn't distract him. It sharpened him. Zuckerberg didn't start by telling the world what he was building. He started by building it. There was no press, no hype train, no fake launches. Just silent work, brick by brick. He believed you earn attention after impact, not before. Every update at Facebook went through layers of tests before release. Every idea faced one question: will it serve the user or waste the budget? This wasn't just engineering, it was discipline in pure form. In a world obsessed with launching fast, Mark taught us the power of building right. Mark once deleted a set of features his team spent months building, not because they were broken, but because they were distracting. He believed the best products don't have the most features, they have the right ones. His financial discipline taught him to cut fast, cut clean, and cut often. Every resource should have a return. If it doesn't, kill it, even if it looks good on paper. That ruthless focus is what allowed Facebook to grow without falling apart. Not everything that shines deserves your money or your time. Even after becoming a billionaire, Mark lived in a modest house, drove a simple car, and avoided luxury for luxury's sake. He believed true wealth wasn't shown, it was used. He poured resources into internet access in remote countries instead of yachts and watches. His idea of value was different. It wasn't about how expensive something was, it was about how impactful it could be. That's what financial discipline looks like when money is no longer a problem. Using it like a tool, not a trophy. From day one, Mark fought to keep control of Facebook, even when investors pushed back. He structured shares so that he always had the final say. Why? Because he knew discipline means nothing if you don't have the power to enforce it. He didn't build Facebook just to sell, he built it to lead. And leadership, without ownership, is decoration. He gave up valuation, not vision. He gave up hype, not control. That's the financial discipline few talk about. Owning your decisions completely, even when it costs you comfort. Mark always invested where the world wasn't looking, in things that couldn't be shown on camera. Infrastructure, research, long-term experiments. He didn't care if it didn't trend. If it mattered, it got funded. Behind every viral feature was a layer of invisible groundwork. Most founders chase applause. Mark chased scalability. He spent millions not on making Facebook look good, but on making sure it never crashed. It's easy to fund things people admire. It takes discipline to fund what no one sees, but everyone needs. Mark was smart, but smart wasn't what made him a billionaire. Thousands of smart people fail every year. What set him apart was how he controlled himself when others couldn't. When to pause, when to push, when to walk away. That level of self-command didn't come from luck. It came from years of financial discipline. From knowing when to say no, when to scale, and when to sacrifice. Genius creates, but discipline preserves. And Mark mastered both. That's why his empire didn't just rise, it lasted. Mark Zuckerberg didn't stumble into billions. He built it, one disciplined decision at a time. He treated money like a tool, time like a weapon, and focus like armor. Behind every line of code, every rejection, every delayed luxury was a mindset shaped by restraint. He wasn't the loudest. He wasn't the flashiest. But he was the most consistent. And in a world full of noise, that's what created his legacy. If you found value in this breakdown, don't forget, this is just one mind. We'll study many more. So please, subscribe to BillionX, where billion-dollar minds are decoded, one principle at a time.